Good evening, everybody.
What's going on, guys?
How we doing?
Doing pretty good.
Just our first round of spring thunderstorms is upon us.
We've had some live coverage today. Blaze has been live for us this afternoon covering some isolated activity, but this is our first, I guess you could say, a little bit more widespread moving into western Arkansas now. It's 9:10 p.m. So,
Yeah, I really like our setup, and I want to thank Blaze Thomas for making this happen. We're going to bring the radar a bit more on a large screen here in just a minute. But I'm meteorologist James Bryant. This is meteorologist Blaze Thomas and Zach Hall of the Arkansas Weather Network. And we really haven't done any live coverage of storms
no.
this spring. We've had nothing to talk about, but now we do. And while there's no severe weather out there right now, we do want to just do a quick update. We are live in the Arkansas Weather Network app. We are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. We are live on Twitter. You can find Arkansas Weather Network. You can also find us, Blaze Thomas, meteorologist James Bryant, Zach Hall, on all these platforms as well. Guys, first up, this is the first of many days where we're probably going to have some storm chances.
Yeah.
This is not a high severe weather threat tonight, but there could be something out there.
Yeah, we've got storms that are moving into western Arkansas now. Blaze, if you can take the radar a little bit more full there for me. We have storms that are moving into western Arkansas now from as far north as Bella Vista, severe thunderstorm moving off into Missouri, down to Rogers, Fayetteville, Fort Smith, and storms west of Mena in eastern Oklahoma. And this activity is going to continue moving east here over the next couple of hours. And some of it's pretty noisy, a lot of lightning involved. We've even had some rotation that myself and Blaze and James have been watching. No tornado warnings at this time, no severe thunderstorm warnings, but obviously something to watch real close as these storms continue to move in. Blaze? Blaze, I think your mic's muted.
We were watching some thunderstorms towards. Sorry about that.
No, it's all good.
It was in northwest Arkansas that was moving off towards the east, and it really just stayed, guys, at that top row of counties across Arkansas. But that one storm would strengthen, and then it would weaken and strengthen. And thankfully, we haven't had to track that much more. But I do think we're going to see a few more severe storms for the next several hours. Severe storms for the next several hours.
Guys, I want to look at the storm that's up in, it's moving out of the state. I'm going to let somebody else drive. I was just telling them I left my mouse at work today, so it's hard for me to use a computer.
Well, the storm that you're referencing is moving to Missouri, but look at the storm now that's in Benton County here between Decatur and Bentonville. It looks like there might be some large hail in there. I'm not real sure. It doesn't have a severe thunderstorm warning at this time, so don't have any confirmation on that, but that's something to watch as that storm continues to move off to the east-northeast towards the Bentonville and Pea Ridge area.
Yeah. Now, we had noticed a little bit of rotation coming out of off to the southwest of Fort Smith earlier.
Yes.
Looks a little bit more disorganized now. There's certainly not a high tornado threat tonight, but it's always something we're going to watch for. It's just very weak right there near Spiro.
Yeah, here's Spiro, Fort Coffee, just north of Panama, moving off to the east-northeast. This is moving towards Fort Smith, so just a heads up. No tornado warning. We don't think there's a tornado on the ground, but certainly something to watch here for the next 20 minutes or so.
Well, and looking back at that Decatur storm, guys, I would have to say that is really getting stronger. I wouldn't be surprised if they consider issuing a warning on that storm, honestly.
Yeah, severe thunderstorm warning.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a tornado warning, but it would be a severe thunderstorm warning because you see that hail core very well defined.
No, there it is, Blaze. Good call.
Just like that.
Good night, bub. Love you. Sorry,
So
son needed a hug and a
we've got
kiss.
an active severe thunderstorm warning.
Yeah, that's in Benton County, and it's going to go just to the north of the city limits of Bentonville. So that's going to be Highway 71, Bentonville to the state line. And looks like I'll let you pull up the hail tracker, Blaze, but there's probably some quarter-size hail embedded in that.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah, Oh, go ahead, Zach.
For those of you who are familiar, guys, we've all driven 49 to Fayetteville, Springdale, and whatnot. If you're driving on Interstate 49 tonight, driving into Southwest Missouri or coming out of Southwest Missouri, if you're going home from the Razorback game, whatever it might be, just understand that you could be driving into this on 49, and could be some large hail involved.
if we take a look at the hail, kind of the swath, which I guess we don't have it's going to take some time to get that data
Yeah.
in, but we'll be able to kind of see an overview of the storm itself. But guys, that storm's getting stronger, and that's something we're going to have to continue to watch. And I agree with you, Zach. If we zoom in and get even closer on a look at this, you're seeing some areas like this is just to the north of Centerton, heading towards Miller, and specifically like we've got that looks like Walters Road. So anybody in Walters Road, just be mindful. This is a pretty strong thunderstorm.
Blaze, can
And
you
if you're
pull up
just
this-
joining us,
Go ahead,
we're not
James.
talking about tornadoes. We're just talking about hail right now. There's a possibility of some hail. And I think we should add, Zach, our newest partner is from Centerton.
Yes, Moe's Southwest Grill. Really appreciate them sponsoring our Ready Warn graphics, severe thunderstorm watch graphics, tornado warning graphics. Sorry, we've got a lot of them. Yeah, we really appreciate Moe's Grill for sponsoring that for us.
Well, that's the only severe thunderstorm warning we have in the state right now. And as you look off towards the southwest, there are other storms. Sorry, guys, that's me grabbing control of that.
You're good.
There are other storms coming
You're
into
good.
the Fort Smith area, and they have been pretty strong at times. Nothing in that little corridor has been severe. Guys, I turned the severe thunderstorm warning box off just because all that yellow, I didn't like looking at it. But there's the current severe thunderstorm watch that is in effect for another couple of hours. You see it goes all the way down to Howard County, Sevier County, all the way up to Mountain Home, Russellville. I don't think we're going to see another watch issue tonight. I think any issues that we see are going to kind of be in this corridor.
Yeah.
Ingredients, certainly not just overwhelmingly favorable for severe weather. It's early in the season. The setup does have its issues, but you'll notice there's a lot of lightning, there's a lot of heavy rain, and there's a good chance that one of these storms could become severe enough to produce some hail, some wind, maybe even an isolated tornado. We can't rule that out. I'll say right now, though, looking up and down the line, the rotation has been pretty weak, which is certainly a good sign.
Pretty meager. Yeah, I think our best bet at anything for tornado warning purposes is this storm just southwest of Fort Smith. But the biggest concern, immediate, I think, is this hail potential in Benton County. Looking at the hail tracker here, they're just southwest of Bentonville, moving off to the east-northeast. Blaze, that's the one you were talking about a few minutes ago, severe thunderstorm warning. So,
Yeah, and it does look like maybe, the radar latest scan kind of looks like it's weakening some, so that's good news, or at least that's how the radar is looking at it. But I still, looking at reflectivity, guys, it's still a well-defined hail core there. And so they're definitely going to continue that severe thunderstorm warning. I think that's going to be the story over the next several hours. These storms are going to get stronger. They could start to weaken a little bit, but then they re-strengthen. And so I think it's could be a little bit long night, guys, for some of these warnings.
yeah.
If the environment was a little bit more favorable, you'd look at that radar image and get really, really concerned.
Right.
But it's just not. So that's a good thing. It's just a low-risk day. It's called a Storm Prediction Center slight risk. We call it a low risk because that's what it corresponds to. Hey, there could be some locally heavy rain tonight. I think there's a good chance that there's going to be a few spots that might see an inch or two of rain just tonight. That's not going to be the rule, though. You've really got to sit under a thunderstorm for a good little while, which is possible, guys. You want to go ahead and look at some of the future data?
Yeah, we've got a lot of people that are asking about Northeast Arkansas, Central Arkansas. What can they expect? I think a Futurecast run here will help for those of you who are watching.
Yeah, and this data is not perfect. Just understand that. You're looking for the general takeaway, and it's generally got storms in the right places. So I'll zoom in just a little bit, and we'll look at kind of where this thing's going. It brings storms into northwest Arkansas, of course, between now and midnight. That's the bulk of where all the activity is just in the short term. As we do get deeper into the overnight hours, the severe weather threat is probably just less and less, which is certainly some good news. I do think you're going to have storms out there north of Little Rock, west of I-30, west of I-57. Some of this data tonight has kind of got another round of rain beginning as we get towards sunrise. And guys, this is 0Z data. I don't know if you looked at any data that's newer than that. It's not quite as robust. The 2Z run that I'm looking at is not quite as robust, but it still brings rain and storms into western Arkansas in the morning. So the radar is not going to look exactly like that. I think it might be a little bit tilted further towards the west. But I think there's a good chance that there's rain that continues through sunrise, and we'll likely see this stuff kind of clear up as we go through tomorrow afternoon.
I think those storms that we were just looking at too, James, if you want to back that up, I can back it up right in here. If we do have storms that continue to train over the same areas in the early morning hours of Thursday, might have to watch for a flooding risk. Could be localized, of course, if an area just continues to observe strong thunderstorm after strong thunderstorm. So I feel like that hasn't been talked about a whole lot in this, but given the latest run, might be something to watch there in west central Arkansas in the early morning hours if we're heading to work.
Yeah, absolutely. And I keep getting a lot of questions, guys, obviously from the Little Rock area. Is it going to rain in Little Rock? And it's a tough question because in theory, it could, but there's a chance we don't see a drop of rain because all this stuff just stays off towards the northwest, or it's very short-lived. So keep that in mind. Just kind of the name of the game with this type of setup. I wish we could just guarantee rain in this type of setup at every single location. I think we can pretty much guarantee rain for everybody Friday night into early Saturday.
Yeah.
And certainly as we get into next Tuesday night. But with this type of setup, you got individual storms, so it's really feast or famine when it comes to rainfall amounts.
I think the overall message, though, has been for us, most of this is going to be north and west of Little Rock, and that seems to be the case. We haven't really, me and Blaze were talking about that earlier. Blaze, you can add to this, but it seems like north and west of Little Rock, especially in western Arkansas, we had northern counties today that were impacted. That's really been the case thus far on our Wednesday.
That's right, Zach. And just want to give everybody an update on that storm that we are tracking in north central Benton County. They're going ahead and continuing that severe thunderstorm warning like we expected. So that is going to be continued. Again, they issued this for the 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. So a very strong storm, guys. It does to me look like it may be weakening some.
Yeah.
Do you guys agree with that?
A little bit compared to earlier. Yeah, a couple scans ago.
It's less defined hail core with it, but it's still a very strong thunderstorm. And if you're in that area, you need to be keeping a close eye on it. What do you guys think of, that one by Mountainburg, Alma?
Well, there's two. We've got the one near Fort Coffee that's going to be moving into Fort Smith real soon. That's fairly strong. And this is the one that had the rotation earlier too. It looks a little bit more broad now than it did earlier. And then of course the storm in Crawford County near Mountainburg. Looked like it had a little bit of a hail core on it, James. I know we pulled velocity, but I think both of those storms bear watching here over the next 15 to 20 minutes for sure. Yeah,
and I'm going to pull a proximity sounding from some of the latest model data.
Okay.
Just kind of get a look at what we're dealing at Fort Smith. And I'm not super impressed with it. You look at that radar image and you go, oh my goodness, it kind of looks like it might try to tornado. But, at this point, guys, I think a brief tornado is about the maximum this event could do.
Yeah.
Right.
We've said since the start this morning, it was a low to very low risk for most of the entire state. For those who are expecting storms, it's just tonight's just not the night for long. Famous last words, and I hope I'm right, but it's not the night for long track strong tornadoes unless something changes quick.
While we're here, Zach, we might as well mention Friday.
Yeah. That
might be a little bit more of a day where the main show is supposed to be out in Oklahoma, but if we have storms out here in western Arkansas on Friday, that is a legit problem.
I agree. I think it's fair to say that I'm a little nervous about this one compared to what we had tonight. I haven't really been too concerned about tonight, but Friday, it looks like our first legit risk, like our first one that we're really going to have to watch close when it comes to tornadoes. I know we had hail reports today and a couple of days ago, but I don't know. It still has time to trend up or down, I guess. We'll see what happens, especially in western Arkansas.
So the model I'm pulling up right here, this is the Barron 3 kilometer, and it's not always correct. But
no.
General idea, guys, that I want to take away here is it's got a confluence band, which is basically just a convergence area of storms.
Yeah.
There's a window for tornadoes there Friday evening in western Arkansas, if that comes to be. Now, eventually, it all just becomes one giant blob of rain, and the severe threat lowers as it goes towards central Arkansas. So
it's noisy.
If you're looking for widespread beneficial rain, like Friday night into Saturday is your time. Backing things up to tonight, you see this is a model that ran, this is the noon run. and it's still kind of off on what it was just thinking for tonight. But it's got storms tonight, continuing into early Thursday, and then clearing out as you go towards Thursday afternoon. So pretty standard thunderstorm risk tonight, guys. I think I'd be surprised if we just saw a ton of severe weather warnings. This is the 0-1Z run of the HRRR, and you see what it's doing. We haven't looked at this yet. It's taking those storms that are in the northwest Arkansas area, moving them off towards the northeast, and then it's bringing more storms in before sunrise into western Arkansas. So that might be an area to watch tonight for some of the heavier rainfall totals.
Yeah, and we'll be, just so everyone's on the same page here, we will be up tracking the storms tonight. We'll be with you every step of the way, of course. If we have warnings, severe thunder, life-threatening severe weather and tornado warnings, of course. We don't think we will, but if we do, we'll be here live to cover it with you every single step of the way. So.
Well, and I also want to bring attention to the storm that we were tracking, the severe thunderstorm. They actually went ahead and upgraded it.
Okay.
It is now greater than 1 inch hail. It's now 1.5. So 1.5 inches of hail. So if we look at that storm, which they updated that a little while ago, so it may be starting to trend down, but that's the latest update on it. So if you're watching us from the Pea Ridge, Bella Vista area, this is going between Bella Vista and Pea Ridge. That's still looking pretty strong. But again, guys, I think the hail core does appear to be weakening some. Don't y'all agree?
I would have to look at the last scan.
I think so.
It looks looks healthy though.
Yeah.
I want to encourage everybody. Obviously, if you're watching this, you probably have the Arkansas Weather Network app. But let your friends and family know. The Arkansas Weather Network app, it's locally owned. It's reliable. You're going to get severe weather warnings. You're going to get alert. We can send out alerts to certain areas of the state. I sent one out today to Fulton County with that storm that was going through North Arkansas. Mm-hmm. And what's even better is our live stream is just embedded right there in the feed. So you open it, you don't have to click anything, you don't have to watch an ad. You get our live stream. If there's life-threatening weather, there we are. So very useful, and we would appreciate it if you downloaded it. I'll have my app ready to go tonight just in case any warnings are issued.
Yeah, we really appreciate those of you who've downloaded the app and used the app and gave us good constructive feedback when needed. We've learned so much in the last several weeks, and we hope to only improve it as we go through the spring months here. And we really appreciate all the feedback, and those of you who are watching on a night like tonight. Obviously not a big deal tonight, but just trying to make sure everything stays under control, and we got a long spring ahead, so it's kind of our first go with storms, really.
Yeah,
we do. And also,
Zach, I know
you can
go ahead, Blaze.
Go ahead. Sorry. Well, what I was going to say is we also have our streaming channel on Roku. So if you have a Roku smart TV, download our Arkansas Weather Network, and you can find this stream. And guys, I had it up earlier because we had the radar full screen, and I'm going to tell you, that was pretty neat. You can get live high-definition radar right on your smart TV. So I'd recommend downloading it, guys.
Good stuff, Blaze. True that.
We're going to bring to market the other smart TV app. So we have Roku right now. We have more on the way. So if you don't have a Roku device and you're wondering, what about me? We hear you. We're on it. We'll get there.
Would love to get some reports from people on Lucas Lane or Hayden Road or Blackjack Corner here, Hickman Drive, Mariano Road. See what the hail sizes are on this. This is in Benton County, just north of Pea Ridge. It's our only severe thunderstorm warning in the state as of 9:28 p.m. If you know somebody from that area, you might ask them, shoot us a message and let us know what the hail sizes look like tonight. We're also still watching the storms that are moving into the Fort Smith-ish area. It's just west of Fort Smith, really. And then a storm in Crawford County near Cedarville and Mountainburg. This storm, James, we were discussing this a few moments ago, southwest of Fort Smith did have some very weak rotation on it. And it looks like there still might be some weak rotation there, but just not a whole lot to talk about, really.
No, but this is a good time to showcase. I'm going to drive for just a second.
Yeah, take it.
How awesome this technology is. So you're getting real close to the radar in Fort Smith. I love this software just because of how well it labels roadways and towns.
Yep.
I mean, if we did have something, we would have it for you, and we're going to be able to easily tell you exactly where we are. You see the river. This is just across the state line. I think it's very easy to understand, very easy to see, and I think it's going to be an asset to a lot of people as we go through springtime in Arkansas. And yeah, you look at reflectivity mode and you're like, okay, let me annotate here. So you got your inflow notch right there.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can call that a hook echo, but there's some things missing tonight that kind of preclude this from just taking off.
Yeah, for those who live in the Fort Smith, Roland, obviously that's Oklahoma or Van Buren area, this is likely going to move east-northeast and clip the northern parts of Fort Smith for sure with heavier rainfall. There's no severe thunderstorm warning, no tornado warnings, even though there's some weak rotation involved here. But yeah, no, James, I agree. It kind of looks like a classic supercell. I'm going to back out just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just missing some ingredients tonight that I think is going to really inhibit any sort of legitimate tornado threat, that is. So.
Well, and that's the good news, for
good
tonight.
News. Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean let your guard down, but we are seeing signs that these storms, they could be a lot stronger, guys. We're lucky right now.
Yeah.
Could always change, but I'll be thankful to just have heavy rain.
Oh yeah.
There is a lot of lightning with this. A lot of lightning.
So guys, I'm looking at the storm west of Fort Smith now. I do think we're starting to see an increase in rotation.
Okay.
I'm going to go back to velocity. Just might be a little harder to see on.
It's close to the radar too, man.
Here, guys, I think I'm going to expand the color table just a little bit here.
Okay.
That did nothing. So.
That's okay. We can work on that.
Zach, you take a look at it on the radar scope, and you can kind of see. I don't know what I did, but that looks. That's better. Good job, Blaze. It's a.
No, it definitely. I mean, there's folks. If you're in Fort Smith, if you're in South Fort Smith, if you live on Highway 271 South, if you live in Fianna Hills, you know where I'm talking about. This is just to your west right now, close, not far from the Choctaw Casino area. This is going to be moving into South Fort Smith soon, and there is no tornado warning. We're not trying to incite panic, but there certainly is some rotation involved here. It's something to watch. I don't know if the National Weather Service in Tulsa is going to pull the trigger on a warning or not, but. We'll watch this closely.
Let me see if I can get into their chat room.
I've got their chat pulled up, James and Zach. They're not saying anything yet about it, but
okay. Is that looking from? That's from LZK. Okay.
Yeah, it changed radar signs on us, but
no problem. I was just it looked like there was a little bit of a hail core there, but if it's from LZK, it might just be a little bit different. There might be a little bit of hail in there too. I don't know if it's real big, but Blaze, Blaze, can I pull up OBS on this screen to look at questions? Is that okay?
Yeah. Okay. You can.
Amy Sutliff says that they already have a tree down in Greenwood. That's where I am. Hopefully none of my trees are down. Jordan Hendricks says, is this going to hit NWA or further east? We have storms in northwest Arkansas now. Maybe not where you live, Jordan, but we have storms there already. And that could continue here over the next little bit, next hour or two, as these storms continue to filter into the region. James, what do you think about this storm?
Yeah, the storm shape obviously is just a little bit of a concern.
Yeah.
It looks like it's having trouble pulling in. I think it's probably, I'm not just going to speak without knowing, but I think it's probably due to you don't have a really good surface wind tonight.
Right. No. I don't even know what Fort Smith's. Shame on me. Are we at a southwest?
I mean, I'm just looking. There's really not. There's not a lot of shear. There's not a lot of turning of winds. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Which is why the thing is kind of struggling to rotate. But it's got a little bit of rotation, so we'll continue to watch it as it marches off into the city limits of Fort Smith. Zach, obviously this is your stomping grounds.
Yeah.
It's probably loud on your end of the state.
Yeah, I can hear the thunder. I'm in Greenwood, so not in Fort Smith, but I can hear the thunder outside. I've heard it now for quite a while as these storms continue to move in. It looks like West Fort Smith from Wheeler Avenue, the downtown area down to Zero Street. I mean, we can go down and go street level if we want, but if you live in Fort Smith, there's a possibility if you live on the western side of town, heavy rain is starting to move in, whereas on the east side of town, not as much. Van Buren, kind of the same. And I don't want to forget about Crawford County either. This storm that's moving out of Cedarville, another storm's moving to Cedarville soon, but Mountainburg, Highway 71, I-49 up to Winslow. Heavy rainfall moving in, maybe some hail as well. It looks like there's a special weather statement on that storm, Blaze. But I don't think it's a severe thunderstorm warning. And then it looks like they canceled our other severe thunderstorm warning, guys, in Benton County. So really the only show in town that I can see is these 3 storms here that's moving into Washington, southern Benton, of course, Sebastian and Crawford County. So this is really it for the time being as far as storms go in Arkansas. We're missing tornado warnings and no severe thunderstorm warnings.
Yeah, they went ahead and issued that special weather statement. They're saying max wind gust of 40 miles per hour on that one storm you were just talking about. So
in Crawford, is what you're saying?
Yep.
Okay. Somebody said that. Let's zoom real quick, guys. Is there just
a storm by wind?
There is. It looks like there's a storm here near Wynn and Forest City. Maybe some small hail in this storm as well. We don't want to forget about our Eastern Arkansas people, of course. Folks, if you're driving on I-40 near Palestine and Forest City, there could be a storm involved there that they're referencing. James, if you want to, you want to take more on that? I'm sorry, I didn't even see that over there. I'm so focused on the storms in Western Arkansas.
Yeah, let me turn on lightning. It had a little bit of lightning with it. It doesn't look like anything's hitting now.
Okay. All right.
I'll put it in motion so we can see what it's actually doing. It looks like it's starting to fall apart.
Yeah.
As it moves off towards the north. So
someone commented about that. I just want to make sure we checked on it for them.
Yeah, that may not be an issue much longer. Regionally, obviously, you see there's a lot of storms going from North Texas through southern Missouri and into the Ohio Valley. Whoa, sorry guys. Remember, I'm not using a mouse tonight. Just kind of using this keypad. But
for those of you who are just now joining, I'm seeing some comments. We're looking at the TAMCO radar here, and we've got storms in western Arkansas near Fort Smith, Van Buren, Mountainburg, some in northwest Arkansas as well. We have no tornado warnings at this time. Blaze, do you have an update on anything? Anything from chat?
No, I'm still watching NWS chat. Not seeing any updates at this time. So.
Okay.
We are receiving reports that I guess there's some pictures that was sent in. Right around 1 inch hail in diameter near the Gravette Centerton area. But that was previous. That's kind of a delayed report coming in. But that's really all I'm seeing right now.
I'm getting some incredible photos of lightning, guys, of this storm moving into Fort Smith. Can we show it on stream?
Yeah, if you can get it loaded.
I just didn't know who I should send it to show it. I didn't know.
James, would it be better if he sends it to you?
Yeah, I can share my screen. Zach, just drop it in Facebook Messenger.
Okay, sounds good. This is a really neat picture. I'm going to post it on my Facebook as well. It's from James Maduro, I think is how you say his name. Hopefully I didn't butcher your last name, brother. I'm sorry if I did.
Just kind of taking a look at radar right now, an overview. Siloam Springs, seeing very heavy rain, a lot of lightning with this. Then as we move towards the east area, towards Mountainburg, that's the storm we were talking about earlier that we still think does have some hail associated with it. It does look like it's on the lower side, though. Really, guys, the main strongest storm focus is probably this Fort Smith storm right here. That just the signature and overall look looks really strong. But I just think there's stuff lacking right now in our atmosphere, which is good. That's good news. But, guys, I think if we had more instability, more wind shear, this storm would be a serious problem pretty quick. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, we are a few ingredients away from this being a big, big problem for Fort Smith. Thankfully, I got it pulled up. That's a great picture, isn't it?
Okay. I'll take you full.
Yeah, that's awesome.
This is from Josh Medeiros. Hopefully I'm saying his name right. This is in Van Buren. So we've been talking about how these storms are supercharged, lots of lightning. This is what's going on in western Arkansas now with the storms that are moving through. So cool picture, but make sure we're staying inside. Lightning, of course, is extremely dangerous.
Hey, we appreciate all the reports, guys. Videos, you have to send to us via Facebook, but if you have photos like this, you can quickly submit them in the Arkansas Weather Network app. You just tap the button, and then all you do is tap a button and it just lets you upload the photo. So we certainly appreciate any reports that you can give us, whether it's good weather or bad weather.
Any reports are much appreciated, especially on severe weather days, guys. We really appreciate when you guys send us reports we can send to the National Weather Service, and it really does help the process.
If it comes with a photo, it sure does make it makes it the reporting process go a lot better.
Yeah, we're still not seeing anything. Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying, as far as from a software perspective, we're tracking storms that may or may not be severe. Obviously this is a lower end severe weather day, so the level of seriousness is not, this is not a super serious night. But we're debuting some new software tonight, just kind of getting familiar with it. And guys, it looks like it's putting on a pretty good product for us.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm really impressed. We can say thank you to Blaze for helping us with this one. He's done a lot of the setup here, guys, and it's hopefully everyone likes the way it looks. I know I do. So, can you guys hear the thunder in the background?
No.
Okay, it's really rolling here at my house. It's been a while since I've heard it roll like this. It's been a long time.
It's a strong storm. That's right on your doorstep.
Yeah. Have we checked rotation on this in just a minute? It's so hard to see.
I was looking earlier on radar scope. I didn't see much at all.
The radar side is in South Fort Smith and the Riley Farm area, and it's close. So it's going to be tough to see anything on the rotation.
Let me do some surgery on that real quick and take the tilt of the radar up.
Go ahead.
It's be a good time to practice this, because if you have rotation this close to the radar and it's not at the ground level, sometimes it can be very difficult to see.
Yeah.
Where it is, and since we're still learning to use this product, the tilt can be changed somehow.
I just got a report of, a pile of hail from Fallon Curry.
Oh, wow.
I'm trying to figure out where she is located, but there is a lot of hail. I think it's in Bentonville, guys, or in North Benton County. Looks like sleet, so much of it.
Yeah, I can't figure it out. We're going to have to circle back on that.
Okay, no problem. Live and learn on this one. It's close. It's for those of you who are watching, who weather nerds know that whenever you get close to the radar site, sometimes that velocity signature can be tougher to sniff out, and that's kind of what we're talking about here, trying to make it a little bit more clear for people to see. But nonetheless, regardless of the velocity signature or not, we've got a stronger storm that's moving into Fort Smith now. Along with, probably need to touch on Crawford too, guys.
Yeah. If we go back to just kind of radar, just kind of showing people let's zoom out a little bit here.
Yeah.
The Mountainburg storm, it's looking pretty strong there. Not enough to issue a severe thunderstorm warning, I don't believe, but guys, it's showing a little bit of a hail core. I bet if we did let's look at the hail core. Yeah, so see, there's some small hail with it.
Yeah.
Nothing too significant, so that's good news.
I've got a friend that lives in Mountainburg, on the north end of Mountainburg by Lake Fort Smith. I'm sure if he gets big enough hail, he'll send me a report of that. So
now, this might just be because it's so close to the radar site, but yeah, I think it's just getting a bad radar read on this.
I hope.
Shear detector. Yeah, me too.
I think it is. I don't think that's
something to watch, though.
Some hail too possible in Fort Smith there. You can see the pink shading, guys, if you're watching this. If you live in Fort Smith, especially in the northwestern part of Fort Smith, near the downtown area, there's a good chance that there's hail falling. Might just be small. Blaze, are you driving right now, or is it James?
It's
No,
not
I'm
me. I'm
driving
about
a
to
little
send
bit
out a
right now.
message. I'm
Blaze,
going to
you
send
might-
out a message to our Western Arkansas users that we're live. This is another deal with the app that we're live, and we are discussing the storms that are moving in.
I just wanted to zoom out real quick and just, guys, if you don't mind, just do another introduction for those of you who are just now joining. Obviously, thank you guys so much for watching the Arkansas Weather Network. We're discussing storms kind of regional wide in Western Arkansas, looking at the TAMCO radar here. I mean, all the way north in Benton County through Washington, Crawford, Sebastian County. We're even watching some storms in eastern Oklahoma that are west of Polk County, Scott County. This storm near Poto, Oklahoma, and then another one here southwest of Mena. I don't remember what county this is in Oklahoma, but this is all moving off.
Isn't it?
What's that?
Is it LaFleur?
LaFleur is here where Poto is. I don't know what the one to the south of it is. But folks, if you're watching, these storms are also going to be moving into Arkansas here over the next 20, 30, 45 minutes, so we'll keep an eye on that for you. But no tornado warnings. I don't think we have any severe thunderstorm warnings either, guys, just the one special weather statement in Crawford.
Yeah.
So, sitting pretty for now. We'll see if that maintains. But the strongest storms are by far the one here in Fort Smith, moving into Crawford County and such.
We had that one in northwest Arkansas that we were tracking earlier, but it's now moved out of the area. So, maybe things will just continue to trend down, guys. That would be nice. But still, really, the focus is that Fort Smith storm. But it's still so close to that radar site. It's making it real tricky.
It's noisy, though, guys. I tell you what, this storm that's moving through Fort Smith has a lot of lightning with it. It's noisy. We could probably answer some questions, guys, while we're here.
Yeah, I'm pulling up the chat on my page. Is Stone County going to get any storms throughout the night? Late tonight, Stone County could. I think the severe weather threat by that point, though, is very, very low.
Somebody said, is it safe to sleep in Fayetteville? Of course. Just if you're concerned about the storms tonight, you want to be woken up, you might leave something to wake yourself up. But we're not anticipating significant tornado risk or things like that to keep you up all night. We'll be here to watch it for you.
Jennifer says, what was the Crawford County warning? That's a good question. I think it probably confuses people when they see that polygon. It's actually not a warning. It's just a special weather statement. So I'm going to turn it off, actually.
Yeah.
Because it's just basically a strong storm outline. Another question is, someone asked, should they go to sleep tonight? I'm always going to advise you to go to sleep.
Yes.
Always. Our job is to stay up all night and watch the storms. You download the Arkansas Weather Network app or your favorite weather app of choice. Have a way to wake up in the event of tornado warnings. iPhones come equipped with that software as it is.
Weather radios are great too. Weather radios are great too. So
most people probably opt to use their phones. You just got to make sure that those emergency alerts that come equipped on iPhones are enabled, and then you can set the Arkansas Weather Network app to alert you for specific alerts. So if you don't want flood warnings, you just have it alert you for tornado warnings. Had people do that. So hopefully we don't see any tornado warnings tonight.
somebody, Karen Massey, asked about storms in Little Rock tonight. We discussed this earlier in the Futurecast update. We cannot tell you no for sure, but it certainly seems like the bulk of the rain might end up being north and west of Little Rock tonight, Karen. So we'll see.
Can we go look at the Mountainburg storm a little bit closer? Looks like the hail core might be increasing slightly on that storm, according to what I'm seeing.
Yeah, so Blaze, you're talking about the storm here between Winslow and Mountainburg, Crawford County, southern Washington.
I'm going to look for a product real quick that's going to show us hail.
Because to me, it looks like it's right around Maddox Spring, Artist Point. Yeah.
Sorry, James, I didn't mean to take your cursor.
So that's vertically integrated liquid. So you see the colors kind of popping right there.
Yep. There's a little bit of a pop there.
Hail signature. Just a little bit.
That seems to be the target there, just north of Mountainburg. That's near Lake Fort Smith, I believe. It's just hard to see. We could zoom in all the way on it and see, but
it's so difficult for me to zoom in.
Here, I got it.
I don't have an actual cursor. I am using the touchpad.
So, yeah, near Artist Point. This is going to be north of where I was thinking. I think Lake Fort Smith is right here. Yeah, it is. So this is just north of Lake Fort Smith, folks, near Artist Point, Maddox Springs, Shaberg, Winfrey, and Mount Gaylor. Pretty rural part of Crawford County on the Washington County line. So not a whole lot of people out there dealing with that, but some people live out there. So we certainly want to make sure that they're aware. Hillary says, how does Van Buren looking tonight? I'm really nervous. Blaze, can you take it back, reflectivity, and go back, just zoom out just a hair?
Yeah.
If you're in Van Buren, we have storms moving through the area now. Certainly very, very noisy. No, it's all good.
Wrong radar.
We have storms moving through Fort Smith, Van Buren, Alma now, and they're very noisy, but no severe thunderstorm warnings at this time. Just noisy storms, really. Maybe some wind, some small hail.
Lots of lightning with everything tonight.
Very much so.
And that's been the main story so far, as these storms are loud.
James, I got a report from somebody in Crawford County looking south at the storm in Fort Smith saying that the cloud base on that storm coming through Fort Smith is very low, but still appears to be elevated. Doesn't look like there's a lot of motion involved with it. So,
yeah, I would bet that's the case based on the shape of the storm. I bet it's got a pretty cool looking base.
Braden Polk sent me that report. I don't want to cheap him out of a report. Thank you, Braden, for sending that. He's tend to be very reliable with this stuff, so I trust his opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so we appreciate
somebody's
the report.
asking about, can they go to sleep in Poto? I know that's out of Arkansas, but guys, I'm looking at that on another radar site. That's looking like it's got a pretty good core developing on it. Now, again, that's out of Arkansas, but right there. So I would keep an eye on that storm for the person that just commented that. I think Jerry said that.
I think that storm, generally these storms that are in that position generally split between Poto and kind of move toward the Hartford, Hackett, and Greenwood area, South Sebastian County. So I think Poto might miss the worst of it as that moves off to the east-northeast. It's going to be close, though. Heavener might split between Heavener and Poto there on, I think that's 112 is the name of that highway. I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm not an Oklahoma guy.
And he's probably going to see some lightning, too, from it. So,
Andrea just said she got the Arkansas Weather Network notification. I'm assuming it's Arkansas Weather Network for
hail.
Some hail.
In Alma? Yes, she got that in Alma, and her app is not wrong. It's basically alerting you that there is hail in the area, and I think we've had some hail there in Fort Smith and soon to be Van Buren. Andrea, it's probably just not real big hail, but I'm glad that our app is alerting you to that notification. That's what it's supposed to be doing. Callie's asking about Greene County, which is in northeast Arkansas, well away from this area. James, judging back on that Futurecast data, it seemed pretty hit or miss in northeast Arkansas, didn't it, late tonight and into tomorrow? Kind of, unfortunately, might be a wait-and-see thing with this system.
Yeah, probably, and overwhelmingly west and northwest of Little Rock.
Yes. I hope that answers your question for Greene County. It's going to be hit or miss, if anything, late tonight and tomorrow.
I'm seeing another couple comments about the town of Wynn, the windstorm. I mean, there's no lightning with it at all. It's just a shower at this point. So there's no concern at all for the person that was asking about that. So really, guys, the focus is just western Arkansas where these storms are right now, and northwest Arkansas too. Pretty strong storm moving through Lincoln and Prairie Grove. We might want to watch that Lincoln area a little bit because it does look like it may have a hail core developing. And then also Decatur, same story.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Looks like it might be trying to develop something there too.
Great point, Blaze. We've kind of fixated on that Fort Smith Van Buren storm. Yeah, if you're in Benton County there, northeast of Gentry, I feel like this area's been hit several times today with storms.
Right.
This is at least their second or third round.
So. That Decatur, it's sure getting, just to the south of it, it's sure getting a hail core. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a warning here in a few minutes for that.
So Blaze, guys, is talking about Benton County between Decatur and Gentry, specifically near Peterson Road off of Railroad Lane, west of Eagle Corner. I mean, we can zoom all the way in here and go down to South Tilly Hill Road, Vaughn Road, Coca Road. So hopefully that rings a bell for some of you who are from the area, but large hail is possible with that as it moves off to the east, northeast.
They actually went ahead and issued a flood advisory for that storm, but I don't know. I think there's hail associated with this.
Not to sleep on the storm either. That's in Washington County, Prairie Grove, West Fork, southwest of Fayetteville, south of Johnson. That storm looks pretty noisy as well.
I'm still.
Oh, sorry, James.
Sorry, Blaze. I did not mean to cut you off, but I'm still encouraged. This early in the season, without overwhelmingly high severe weather parameters, we went through peak heating and didn't have much severe weather outside of that one storm. So going forward, as we lose heating, the severe weather threat is just going to lessen really after this point.
Yeah.
So there's if storms were struggling before this, hopefully they continue to struggle after. It's not to say that you can't get one storm that pulses up and decides it's going to produce hail or an isolated tornado. We see that happen all the time. But I think overall the severe weather threat continues to be on the lower end.
Yeah, and for those of you who are just now joining, looking at things region-wide here on the TAMCO radar, we still have storms from northwest Arkansas, Benton and Washington County, all the way south, soon to be in Polk County, Scott County, Sebastian County, of course. So that's kind of what we're looking at now. Overwhelmingly, the rain and thunderstorms tonight will likely be mostly west and north of Little Rock, to give you a little bit of a regional perspective. Blaze, did you have something to add there?
No, not really. I'm kind of zooming in more towards the Van Buren storm. I think, we were talking earlier, but I think there's a hail core also developing on that too. Literally just to the southeast of Van Buren, over towards Oak Grove, that area. Yeah, right there. I would say. I mean, and again, that's going to be the primary threats. I think tonight is going to be hail and wind. With an isolated tornado cannot be ruled out, but
yeah, that's moving.
This setup doesn't.
Go ahead, Blaze.
Yeah,
sorry, no,
go ahead.
I didn't mean to cut you off. No, go ahead.
This setup just doesn't really. While I can't say for certain that we won't see a tornado. The setup overall just is looking lower on the tornado side, guys. Wouldn't y'all agree? And more of a damaging wind and hail threat with this.
Oh, it's looking lower on all sides, I think.
Yeah. No, I mean, this is never a big tornado thing anyways.
The instability really starts to wane here over the next couple of hours, which is a good thing. So just a lot of this tonight and into early tomorrow is just regular old thunderstorms. But for many of us, it's just our first experience with regular storms in a long time, because we've been so dry this winter.
We haven't had anything. This is our first round of strong thunderstorms in western Arkansas, where I'm from, in months. November?
Wow, there was a golf ball size hail report that came out of Benton County.
Probably they're north of
just
Pea Ridge and stuff?
I think so. It'd have to be. Here, I'm going to throw on the storm reports, I think.
Did you get that
while
in the
you're
chat?
doing that, yeah, I think so. The Decatur storm, guys, I think it's probably fixing to go severe, honestly. Looking at it, latest radar scan.
Oh, I see. Wow, that is some big hail. Holy cow.
I see a comment on here. Someone says, I'm freaking out. There's no reason to freak out. It is going to be all good tonight. While there is a threat, the threat's low. As always, we're going to be here to keep you updated and let you know with what is happening. So no reason to freak out. I know there's a lot of people with storm anxiety, and I get that. I went through a tornado 2013, so I get it. But I'm going to get through it, and all is well. So.
Yeah, tonight's not a night, guys. I promise. This is a very, very low end on the spectrum with severe weather. I think we just had our first legitimate severe weather report a few moments ago in Benton County, of larger hail. And that's really, we've had some hail reports today. No tornado warnings, no nothing. So this is one of those that you should really enjoy. Enjoy the sleep with the thunder more than anything.
Yeah.
Because a lot of nights it's something you do need to watch, unfortunately. And yeah, not fun. I'm going to zoom back in on that storm in Benton County real quick. I'm going to go over these side street names real quick, county roads with this hail core in Benton County, though. Turkey Ridge Road, Spavinall, West Spring Valley Road, Shipe Road, I don't really know if that's, and Shepherd Hills Drive. So this is moving off to the east-northeast. It'll be west of Centerton here soon, and then moving off. Guys, I think the same area that last storm hit. Literally the same area. So.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Be one of the spots that gets some very heavy rain fall totals.
Yes. And don't sleep on the storm either. Now, Prairie Grove, Farmington, and Fayetteville, that's a stronger storm as well. It looks like it might have maybe some small hail in it, but no severe thunderstorm warnings in Washington County on that storm. Looking at comments, guys. Destiny Wood says, will any of that be coming to Berryville from Centerton? I think that you will eventually observe some of these storms, but not the Benton County storm per se. I think it will be the storms that are to the south of that, maybe in Springdale and Fayetteville.
Okay, someone's asking about how do we customize alerts on the app. So we've been getting a lot of questions about this. So the easiest way, and it's really simple, guys. All you got to do is on the main screen of the app, as you can see, you're going to go to current location. You'll see that, as well as if you swipe, it'll show like your save locations. If you click on that, then you will get an option that shows your location, and then there's a little like almost a play button. If you click that play button, then you will see an option that says edit or delete. And then when you click on edit, you can go in there and change all the settings about the alerts. So you don't have to get every single alert unless you want it. Now for us, I've got all of them turned on, guys, but you know, that's all part of it. So, you know, you may not want to be awake to a rain is approaching your area alert. You never know. So.
Thank you for downloading the app, Natalie. We appreciate you. We think you'll enjoy it. So I feel like we missed a question here. I've seen a couple people. Oh, it was Blaze. You were answering it about the alerts. Hopefully that answered, guys.
Yeah.
If you have stuff about the alerts, that should have answered that if you want to fix it.
Yeah, I was looking for some pictures, some directions I had sent somebody this morning. I can't find them, of course.
Right.
But,
okay, I just dropped my phone. Sorry.
But yeah, I know it can be difficult to find. So, and we don't mind any questions at all. We're here to help you use our product.
Ashley, our app name is the Arkansas Weather Network. Just type in Arkansas Weather Network on the Apple App Store, Google Play Store, and you'll find it. It's completely free.
Okay. Somebody asking about power outages. So Benton County, there's 165 people out of power. Washington County, 1 out of power. Crawford County, 11. Sebastian, 0. Franklin, 0. Madison, 0. Carroll, 4. So the highest power outages that we're seeing right now is 165, like I said, in Benton County. So, and you can see that reflected right there. So
100.
Someone was also asking about Alma in Crawford County. A few people asking about Crawford. I'm guessing because of the storms, how noisy they are. Whoever's driving, if you'll just take us to Crawford. It looks like the worst of this is going to be moving out of your area here pretty soon. It looks like the bulk of that forward flank on that storm is in Alma and Kilburn now. That's probably why people are asking. Probably really, really noisy there. This is going to move off to the east here soon. We could have more stuff overnight, but this specifically will be moving out soon.
Hey, we might want to take a look at the velocity scan on the Fort Smith storm again, just to what I'm seeing on radar scope. It's very broad, but I do see some rotation with it. Again, it's broad, but it's something.
Very weak, but
right there.
There, yeah.
Oh yeah, a little something
to the north of
Central
City.
Yeah, Central City. So, guys, that's right on the Arkansas River. They're north of Lavaca. A lot of open Delta-style land there on the river. They're north of Lavaca. Probably great storm chasing terrain if you were out there. Maybe some small hill there as well, northeast of Barling.
Yeah, right there.
Yep.
Something that's going to just continue to watch that area.
Razor 3 says, what should Saline and Pulaski County be expecting? Well, right now, nothing. We don't have any issues in Pulaski or Saline County. Perhaps something maybe later tonight or tomorrow. But the bulk of this stuff that we've been discussing is going to be probably north and west of Little Rock area, central Arkansas. Well, guys, what do you think?
Let's go through Futurecast again real quick.
Okay.
So again, these models are not going to be perfect, but you see the general idea. It's pretty much got what's happening right now. Storms moving into western and northwest Arkansas. They continue to march east. Some of these storms, like that storm that's coming out of eastern Oklahoma, probably could impact the Russellville, Clinton areas later tonight. Again, we don't expect everything to just be severe. A pulse-up severe or two possible, where it gets maybe to the point where it can produce some hail or a strong wind gust. Certainly the tornado threat, I think, just gets lower and lower the further into the overnight hours we get. This model continues to show thunderstorms and more showers moving back into Arkansas tomorrow morning, and that's really favoring western Arkansas with that. And that's holding it around until you see this run. We looked at a different run a few minutes ago. This run is a little bit less robust, but it's holding on to showers in western Arkansas through most of tomorrow morning.
That seems to be the trend that we've noticed with this is early runs of these models pump this up, and then towards the end, they kind of yank it back a little bit. It's almost like they come back to reality when it comes to the amount of moisture involved. So we'll see, but there's going to be rain and storms likely through tomorrow, at least until we clear out, especially in western Arkansas.
As we clear out tomorrow, if we see any sun, it's going to be a very warm and pretty humid afternoon.
Kyla says, what is the app called again? I apologize. I'm tired of checking 20 ads. The Arkansas Weather Network app. We have no ad pop-ups on our app that you have to click off of that are really annoying. It's just scrollable ads from local companies.
Yeah, now we have great partners that pay for the party, but
yeah,
we don't force you to click, which I hope you do. I hope you use our partners. First Community Bank's a great banking partner.
Yeah. You can see, guys, if you're looking at the bottom right corner of our feed here, you'll see our logos that are switching in and out. Those are all local companies that sponsor the Arkansas Weather Network. Blaze, what do you got here? You got some rotation for me?
Just still watching the storm, just to the northwest of Lavaca. I mean, it's broad, but there's a little bit of rotation there, so something we gotta watch for. And yet again, it keeps switching from the different radar sites. So
switch back to Fort Smith.
Gotta go back to Fort Smith. I think I'm just gonna start using the toolbar instead of the buttons over here.
Folks, the rotation he's talking about here, if you're not super familiar with where we're at here, this is near Lavaca. It's literally on the Arkansas River. The rotation is right on the river there. Of course, Crawford County's on the north of the river, and Sebastian County south of the river there. It doesn't look like a whole lot. I wish I was out there right now and could see this, because I bet the lightning is lighting it up like crazy.
Yeah, and there's also some small hail with this too. So, but it's something we got to continue to watch. Still got a fairly good structure on it right now, according to what I'm seeing, but not seeing anything from the National Weather Service at this time.
Kaylee, are you talking about Northwest Arkansas? Kaylee Slay? If you are talking about Johnson and Northwest Arkansas, we will have chances here over the next hour or two. If you're talking about Johnson County, yes, we will have continued chances as well here over the next couple of hours as storms continue to move off to the east. A lot of questions about Northwest Arkansas. Lauren Stapleton and Brittany Smith both asking about it. Do you guys care if I drive the radar for just a second?
Take it, brother.
Yeah, go for it.
So in Northwest Arkansas, we have had some severe weather reports tonight in Northwest Arkansas, and I'm clicking all over the place here. I'm sorry. But for now, the worst of this is in Benton County, the north end of Benton County, moving towards the Missouri state line right now. We had some hail reports there just south of Bella Vista. Folks, you can see here in eastern Oklahoma, we have additional pops that can move into Northwest Arkansas, but as far as significant severe weather, hopefully we avoid that. It's just more noisy storms with maybe some hail heavy rainfall, perhaps some strong winds. The tornado risk, guys, if you're in Northwest Arkansas and you're concerned, I see Blake Ashton's asking about tornadoes in Prairie Grove. Friday, he's asking about Friday specifically, but tonight, I think the tornado risk is very, very low. Not zero, but very low. And James, like we discussed earlier, I do think that we will have another risk for tornadoes on Friday that might be a little bit more legit than tonight, and that does include Northwest Arkansas. So we'll have to watch that close. We'll have more on Friday tomorrow once we get through this junk.
Yeah, Friday looks pretty for Western Arkansas. Friday is a much slower moving system. So Western Arkansas has that initial severe weather risk. It takes forever for Western Arkansas storms on Friday to reach Central Arkansas. It could be early Saturday morning by the time that happens. So
yeah.
We might be pulling an all-nighter Friday night. We'll just have to see.
Blaze, I saw your message about this storm near the river.
Yeah, it's
just so hard to see on
I
the
mean,
velocity.
If we had a little bit different environment, I think this would be tornado warned quickly. I mean, it's trying. It really is, but it's just still weak. Still very, very weak here.
Folks, this is what we're looking at. There's rotation here along the Arkansas River. We're splitting hairs between Crawford and Sebastian County, south of Cross Lanes and north of Lavaca. I grew up duck hunting in this area. I'm very familiar, and it's really open views. I really wish that we had like a camera out there, somebody that could see. But I would bet there might be a little bit of a lowering associated here, but I just don't think it's producing a tornado at this time. But certainly rotating. Fair to say.
I see some people asking about Clinton and Marshall. Some people that following or is around this area. Here's the thing about north central Arkansas. These storms in West Arkansas, they are moving off towards the northeast, and I think that's why Searcy County and Van Buren County will be impacted by some of these storms. So that's why you need to have the Arkansas Weather Network app and need to stay safe, be prepared.
Clinton
and we're going to be up watching.
Blaze Thomas country out here. He's talking about these storms through here that are eventually going to move off to the east-northeast with time tonight. So just kind of adding to what you're talking about here, Blaze. For the most part, folks, looking out regional wide, we have storms in northwest Arkansas all the way down to Fort Smith, Mena. So north and west of Little Rock is the theme tonight, and might change a little bit overnight and through tomorrow morning, but for now, pretty much everything's west of Little Rock. Really want to emphasize too, James, I'm just going to read what you said in the comments. Download the Arkansas Weather Network mobile app, guys. We've worked really hard on it. It'll send you alerts. It does not have 17,000 ads that you have to X off of to get any information. We've made it very easy to read and use, we think. We're trying to make it as good as we can, so consider downloading it. It's free.
On your first time you load the app, just let it sit on that splash screen for a good minute. It'll eventually load.
Somebody asked about Saturday. Some of those storms on Friday night might linger into Saturday morning, but I think we'll eventually clear.
They will, yeah. I think right now it looks like the first half of Saturday we'll see rain and storms with clearing during the second half of the day.
Well,
another storm to watch that's a little bit on the stronger side. It is in Oklahoma. It's not in Arkansas yet. But there is one storm that's going to be heading towards the Mena area. Yep, you're highlighting it right there.
Oh, yeah. This is...
That's just a good spring thunderstorm.
It seems to me there is always, every severe weather event, or thunderstorm event for that matter, there is always a strong storm west of Mena in this exact area. It never fails. Yeah. And a lot of times I feel like they go tornado warned when they get into Polk County and Montgomery County. Every single time, it seems like. Folks, if you're in Polk County, you're probably already hearing the thunder from this storm, and this is a very rural area of Oklahoma and Arkansas, but this will likely be moving into Mena here soon. Good catch, Blaze. That one's probably going to be a little bit of a doozy moving into town. Maybe some small hail with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking at, I'm just taking a look at velocity scan, and
you just direct me where to go, and I'll go.
There's a little bit of broad rotation on that storm to the north of Broken Bow, but it's just not real strong right now.
Yeah.
But it is something it is something we got to watch because it is going to be heading towards Arkansas, Mena area. So, really,
That-
kind of right now, guys, it kind of seems like overall things are pretty calm.
Yeah. No, I'm
Yeah.
I'm happy with how things are going. Natalie says I have an appointment at Van Buren tomorrow afternoon. Should I reschedule? I think you'll be fine. I don't think you'll have any problems tomorrow afternoon, Van Buren.
Why is it always Mena?
Yeah, I'm telling you,
I
man,
don't
that
know.
spot. I'm serious. I have done this long enough. I swear, it's always that spot. James knows what I'm talking about.
Yep.
It never fails. I don't know. And it's like I don't think it'll do it tonight, but it seems like they always move into Polk and Montgomery counties, or maybe even Yell County, and go tornado warned. And I don't. Hopefully, it does not happen tonight. It just seems like it never fails.
It's rotating a little bit, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's rotating. It's got a structure on it, just a little bit. If you look at velocity scan,
Oh yeah, I can see it. You're talking about right here, right here.
yeah,
Yeah,
right there.
folks, this is in the middle of some rural country now.
That's McCurtain County.
Yeah, this is. It's been a minute since I've been out there, but man, that is some. Hochatown, a lot of tourists go down there and stay, but I'm just rambling now.
Some of these comments are funny though. Like
Yes, they are,
a
Brandy.
lot of people having fun with Mena.
Mina's over
So-
here like, bruh. Yeah, no kidding. That's what I'm saying. Well,
Like really,
guys, do you guys want to round this out and maybe
Yeah.
hang it up? Folks, we want to reiterate too, if we have anything tonight, significant life-threatening tornado warnings, we will be here with you. Blaze is pulling the all-nighter tonight. But if we don't, obviously we'll have the app if you want to pull the app up and keep yourself in tune with storms overnight. Don't keep yourself up panicked all night. This is not one of those nights, I promise. So
Yeah, this is as low end as it get. Can't rule out severe weather, but this is not a night where we're worried about having a lot of severe weather. So we'll see if it looks a little bit different for Friday evening and Friday night. At least looking at some of the stuff tonight, I'm betting that it is. Have to watch next late Tuesday as well. So it's kind of been a busier stretch here. We've seen some hail. This is just getting started. So just saw one other comment. What's the app called? Arkansas Weather Network is the app. Available in the Apple Store, Google Play Store. You can set up your alerts on that, and our live stream plays in there. Typically, we have a bunch of different weather graphics playing, but tonight we'll just have live radar up. So what we're watching, that's what you guys get to watch. So it's pretty cool.
and you never know when we'll just hop on there and give updates. You never know.
Yeah.
So I would recommend putting it on your TV, have it running, and we'll be there to keep you updated.
really, too, before we hang up here, guys, want to say a big thank you. Our sponsors, Splash Car Wash, First Community Bank, TCW Fiber and Internet, 1312 Cleaning and Restoration, Airmasters. I know I'm naming some a couple of times. First Community Bank, I mean, to allow us to do this full time is incredible. We really appreciate it. And then, of course, Tamco for sponsoring our radar.
That's right.
So
We track the storms, but what's protecting your roof when they're hit? That's Tamco's Hail Guard shingles that are engineered for high impact performance, and the first and only asphalt shingle system backed by hail warranty, designed for hail-prone markets like Arkansas. We see it every year. You can locate a contractor to connect with a local installer that uses Tamco's Hail Guard extended limited system warranty, and they have a great deal. You can visit tamco.com to learn more about their products.
thank you guys so much for watching. We will be here all night keeping an eye on the storms for you.